Hi again, hello and welcome to the MSM Nipissing University's Agent Summit. I got Anshula with me. She is the regional coordinator for Nipissing University.
Can you now see my screen?
Yes, you can start.
So welcome to the Agent Summit for Nipissing University. My name is Anshula, and I'm a regional recruitment manager heading the North India region. First off, Nipissing University is based off of North Bay, Ontario, Canada. Now, North Bay is in the northern region of Ontario, which is almost 3.5 hours drive from Toronto and 4 hours drive from Ottawa, which gives it an edge in terms of the location. Now, North Bay as a locality has about 40 public beaches. So we are in the middle of water bodies. So students can indulge themselves in water sport activities like swimming, kayaking, or something as simple as just sitting right next to the beach and enjoying the sunset, as also displayed in the picture right here. North Bay is a very welcoming region. It's a very welcoming locality as it invites and it welcomes people from all walks of life, from various ethnic backgrounds, and we offer a plethora of leisure activities such as live music performances, and we have some of the best cafes in the town so that students can indulge themselves whenever they are free. So that way we offer a very vibrant atmosphere. As for the facilities that Nipissing University has to offer, firstly, I'd like to mention that Nipissing University is a research-intensive university, and we are proud to say that we have some of the most, well-equipped laboratories. As we can also see in the pictures that students are made to perform operations on the dummy bodies so that they can learn how to handle the patient real time in the hospital-like setting. So we have very highly equipped labs at Nipissing University. Other than that, we also offer, we do promote and we do take the initiative to, in terms of our athletic activities that we have to offer to the students. We have a huge playground, as we can also see in the picture, wherein students can, those who are interested in athletes or athletic activities, we help them form a group and we do conduct such sport activities. Also, we have a very highly equipped and technically well-equipped gym facility available on the campus as well. As for our classroom sizes, we have fairly small classroom sizes wherein the ratio of student is like 29:1. So we have 29 students in a classroom, as we can also see in the pictures. So we ensure that our classroom size is fairly smaller so that each student gets individual attention while studying. So at Nipissing University, as discussed, that we do celebrate people from all walks of life and from all different ethnic backgrounds. So we do take indigenous initiative, as in we do celebrate various festivals of people from various cultural backgrounds. We take people on indigenous tours so that they can get to learn culture of one another, and also we conduct various sport activities between people from different indigenous groups so as to ensure that they just feel like home, and we take all the initiative to ensure that all these people from different walks of life are familiar to one another. So that ways we do kind of celebrate people from different walks of life. Now, since Nipissing University is based in North Bay area, North Bay does experience snowfall, especially in the winter season. And we can also see in the pictures that students are enjoying the snow sport activities, and some are playing with some are making the snowman, some are skating, ice skating. So all of these activities can also be indulged in, especially in the winter season, as North Bay experiences heavy snowfall, and those people who like snowfalls can definitely indulge themselves. Other than that, again, we do promote the culture of sports activity. So we do promote sports activity around, the snow sport activities, and otherwise as well, we have great stadiums in the North Bay region. We are very proud to say that as for the residential life that we offer to the students, for that, we are ranked #1 as per Maclean's 2020 in Canada for our quality of lifestyle and quality of accommodation that we offer to the student. Now, the reason for that is because we generally offer a 4 BHK or a 6 BHK apartment to the student, wherein the student get individual bedrooms and a very private space with a shared living area and with a shared bathroom. We ensure that everything is hygienic, and we ensure that students get enough space in terms of that they are given private bedrooms so that they can study well, they can focus on their academics. So we ensure that they get a quiet and hygienic atmosphere. And for that, we are also ranked #1 as per Maclean's 2020. We are very proud to also say that we are ranked #1 for our student services that we offer to the student as per Maclean's 2020. We offer a wide range of student support services to ensure that the learning transition of student is absolutely smooth. We take initiatives such as helping students with the airport pickups. We help them with UHIP, which is Health Insurance Assistance. We help them in obtaining the social insurance number, and we also help the students with we provide them employment support services so as to ensure that student can find the job post completion of their course. Other than that, we also offer a wide range of personal services so as to ensure that the learning transition of the student is smooth. So we have a very well-trained doctors and nurses, who have dedicated their services to ensure that the learning transition of student is smooth. We offer wide range of health care facility that could be pertaining to students' mental health and also pertaining to their physical health. So while studying on campus, if a student feels homesick, or if the student feels, if he has any kind of mental, issues that he's facing at campus, we do have a very well-trained team to ensure that, those issues are addressed, and the student kind of, gets a good environment to learn. We also offer wide range of academic services so we are very proud to say that we do promote the culture of peer tutoring. So what it means is that, for example, if a student is facing some kind of challenge while studying, we do promote that, one student can take the initiative to teach another student on campus. So what happens is that this peer tutoring kind of creates, a way of generating part-time jobs to the student on campus. At the same time, they are helping the students who are facing challenges while studying. As mentioned earlier as well, we offer wide range of, we do promote and celebrate people from all walks of life. So we do take a wide range of Indigenous initiatives, such as taking students on a tour, or maybe conducting some kind of a sport activity between students from different walks of life, so as to ensure that, students, when they are away from home, they feel that they are at home. And we do, take those Indigenous initiatives, like celebrating their festivals, taking them on a tour, so as to ensure that they just feel that they are at home. We are very proud to say that 90% of our graduates get a job, or they find an employment within 6 months of completion of their course. However, if due to any unprecedented situation, if the student has not been able to find a job, then Nipissing University officially sends invite to those students, and we send an invite to the student to come back to the campus and complete 30 additional credit points. And this service is absolutely free of cost. So we are not charging anything from the students as such. We are inviting them for free so that they can complete 30 additional credit points. Now, what happens is that they are in a way building their CV. They are also improving their knowledge base, and they would become more knowledgeable in terms of like if they have completed 30 additional credit points, they are definitely also simultaneously improving their CV, and they are improving their chance of employment. So Nipissing University is very proud to kind of have this service wherein we invite the student back to the campus, and we help them complete 30 additional credit points. And this facility to the unemployed student is absolutely for free. Now, the most interesting part of the presentation, that is the scholarship. We do have scholarships available on the undergraduate level, wherein the slabs are also mentioned on the screen, that we offer scholarship ranging from 1,500 Canadian dollar up to as high as a free domestic tuition. I'll explain it one by one. So if any student in his high school has scored in between 80 to 84%, then the student will be eligible for 1,500 Canadian dollar, followed by, if the student performs equally well in the first year, for example, if he gets anywhere in between 80 to 84%, then he gets additional 500 Canadian dollar in between second to fourth year. If a student has scored anywhere in between 85 to 89% in his high school, then he's eligible for 2,500 Canadian dollar. And this scholarship is again carried forward based on the performance of the student in the first year. So if he has scored a 90% and above, then he's eligible for 1,000 Canadian dollar additional. If a student has scored anywhere 90% or above in his high school, then in that case, he's eligible for free domestic tuition. So what that means is that the scholarship amount that the student gets, if he has scored 90% and above, is same as what the domestic student pays as his tuition fee. So for example, if a domestic student, a native Canadian, is paying anywhere such as 7,000 Canadian dollar as his tuition fee for a particular financial year, so that amount is given to those students, to those international students who have scored 90% and above. So again, I'm not quoting the figure. The domestic tuition fee can vary from every financial year to every financial year. But for example, if a domestic student pays 7,000, so that amount is given to the international student as a scholarship if he has scored 90% or above. Apart from that, we also have a Schulich scholarship worth 7,000 Canadian dollar available at the Nipissing University, which we offer only to those students who are pursuing concurrent education, Bachelor of Physical Health, of Physical and Health Education, or if they are pursuing Bachelor of Education. Now, the criteria to get the scholarship is that the minimum score that the student should have is 80% or above, and they should do one of the following. That could be either a volunteer work or a community involvement, something along those lines. Only then the student would be eligible for a Schulich scholarship worth 7,000 Canadian dollars. As for the alternate funding options available at Nipissing University, we have already discussed the scholarships, the in-course scholarships which are available to those students who enroll into our universities. We also offer various part-time job opportunities on campus as well as off campus, so that also becomes a way for a student to earn, while he is at the Nipissing University. We also have external scholarships with the slab and the criteria for which we have already discussed. The finances or the funds which are required to study at Nipissing University ranges anywhere in between 31,000 Canadian dollar to 34,000 Canadian dollar. It definitely depends on the, from student to student and what kind of lifestyle would they like to pursue. However, just to make a note over here is that if the student chooses to live on campus, that is when he saves the most money. But however, if the student chooses to live off campus, then he might want to spend a little extra for his accommodation and for his living. Just to make a note over here is that the tuition fee for all the courses across Nipissing University remains the same, which is 19,325 Canadian dollar. Further to that, the ancillary fee could be, it's 1944 Canadian dollar. Now this includes the UHIP as well, which is the health insurance. The residential accommodation, as we can see in the chart as well, would be slightly little more expensive if the student chooses to live off campus. However, on campus, we are offering very reasonable accommodations at a very reasonable cost and with high standard of living, which ranges between 5,000 to 6,000 Canadian dollar precisely. The slab for food is also mentioned, and the personal expenses are also mentioned. However, it could vary from each student's circumstance. For books and supplies, he might want to spend anywhere in between 500 to 1,000 Canadian dollar. So the standard or the average cost that the student incurs if he chooses to study at the Nipissing could be in between 31 to 34,000 Canadian dollar. The programs of study available at the Nipissing University. On the undergraduate level, we are offering wide range of courses. Now, in order to explain this better, I would like to share the matrix with you. So just allow me a second, because I would like to explain program one by one via a separate matrix that I have. So just allow me 1 second. I hope that my screen is visible, wherein I'm trying to share the matrix. So we have programs available, a wide range of programs available at the undergraduate level, such as our Bachelor of Arts is available in various specializations such as anthropology, liberal art, history, political science, psychology, sociology, criminal justice, criminology. Now, all our undergraduate programs are of 4 years of a standard duration is what we are available at. And we open at 2 intakes, which is generally we open at 2 intakes as in September and January. It's only for our BSc nursing program, wherein we open only in the September intake. Other than that, for our Bachelor of Physical and Health Education also, we only open in the September intake. The standard English requirement for all our undergraduate degrees would be 6.5 overall with no band less than 6. Other than that, we also accept PTE and TOEFL as well. Specifically for our Bachelor of Arts in Economics, Mathematics and Computer Sciences, we require mathematics as a prerequisite subject, as a mandatory subject. For rest, every other subject, we do accept students from any background. We just want them to have 60% or above in their class 12. Our BBA program is available for various specializations such as accounting, business, administration, finance, human resource, marketing, and international business, for which we would want the student from a business background in class 12. Even if he does not have mathematics, that is fine with us, because mathematics is recommended as a subject, but it is not mandatory. So if you have student from a class 12 business background but does not have mathematics, we are more than welcoming to have them on board, and you can certainly process the application for those students. One thing to be kept in mind is that in class 12, they should have 60% or above. For IELTS, they should have 6.5 overall with no band dispensers. Next is our Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, for which we are accepting people who have keen interest in fine arts. And we are accepting people, students from any background, be it science, commerce, or humanities. We are accepting students from any background. Now, for Bachelor of Fine Arts, we do not require portfolio. So if a student has portfolio, definitely put that in the application file. However, if the student does not have a portfolio, even then we are more than welcoming to have those students on board. For our Bachelor of Physical and Health Education, it's one of the most competitive course at the Nipissing University. And it's due to that reason, we also have a slightly high entry requirement for that. So in IELTS, we would want the student to have 7 overall with no band less than 6.5. As for the course requirement, we would want the student to have English and biology, and wherein chemistry and mathematics is recommended, but it's not mandated. Then we have our Bachelor of Science degree, which is one of the most sought after and one of the most looked after and well-designed courses at the Nipissing University, wherein those students who have a PCB background, be it with maths or without maths, we are accepting students for BSc Biology, BSc Psychology, and BSc Biology and Technology. So for example, if your student who has a PCB background, physics, chemistry, biology background, but they do not have mathematics as a course, we would be welcoming them in our BSc Biology, Psychology, and Environmental Biology and Technology. Just one thing to be noted over here is that for biology and psychology specifically, if a student does not have mathematics as a prerequisite subject, we don't give them a direct offer. However, we give them an alternate offer to those students. So in alternate offer could be, we do not guarantee what exact offer that would be, but it would be that kind of an offer wherein student studies mathematics in the first year, and then he graduates into the second year of BSc Biology or BSc Psychology, whatever he chooses. So there's no direct admission into biology or psychology if a student does not have, but there's an alternate offer which is issued so that the student studies mathematics first and then graduates into the second year of these courses. However, for all the other BSc programs like computer sciences, data sciences, liberal sciences, mathematics, environmental and physical geography, we want the student to have mathematics as a prerequisite besides their science background. Up next is our, again, one of the most hot selling and one of the most sought after program, that is BSc Nursing. It's a very competitive course. First of all, we have students making the application from all various regions, all different countries. And we open only in September intake. And we have a slightly higher IELTS requirement, that is 7 overall with no band less than 6.5. Now for our BSc Nursing, we are very proud to say that we are taking students from a science background, even if he does not have mathematics. So if the student does not have mathematics as a prerequisite subject in his class 12, but has a PCB background, we will be more than welcoming to have those students on board. Now, up next would be our Bachelor of Social Work program. Students who have keen interest in community work, in social work, social welfare, you can make the application of those students in this course. We also have combined bachelor's degree, which would be anywhere like the duration for which would be 6 years. However, I will not get into details of this because I believe that 6 years is a huge duration, and if you have any student who's specifically interested in the combined bachelor's program, do get in touch with us. We can help you process the application. However, I believe it's not a very sought after program in our region. I'll take you to our PBD program, which is the post-bachelorate diploma, and also our one-year certification, and I'll explain them one by one. Our PBD program is available for 2 years, and we open in September and January. However, our PBC, as in post-bachelorate certificate, we open in September and January, and we are available only for 1 year. So that's the first difference between PBD and PBD is of duration. That PBD is available for 2 years, whereas PBC is available for just 1 year. And both the programs open in September and January. As for the IELTS, we are accepting 6.5 overall with no band less than 6. Other than that, we also accept PTE and TOEFL. One thing to be noted over here is that both the programs are specifically designed for non-business background students. So if you have any student coming from a non-business background, such as he has completed a BSc or maybe a BA, feel free to put their application into these courses. However, if you have any student who has completed a BBA, which is Bachelor of Business Administration, or if he has done a BCom, which is Bachelor of Commerce, then in that case, I'm sorry, but we won't be able to offer them our PBD or PBC, because our post-bachelorate diploma and certificate are specifically designed for those students who come from a non-business background. Now, any agent might have a question that if a student has, is kind of shifting the domain or is shifting his area of interest, then it might be a concern from a visa point of view. But just to make a note over here that we also provide a visa support letter to these students, and we clearly mention that our program is designed specifically for those students who are from non-business background. So that visa support letter definitely adds value in the visa application. And I'm sure that there won't be any problem in terms of, in terms of establishing the relevance as to why the student would now like to do a business program, even if he's coming from a non-background. We do provide a proper visa support letter in order to facilitate that. Now, for our undergraduate program, for our post-bachelorate diploma and our post-bachelorate certification, the application fee for these courses is 110 Canadian dollar. That is the first thing to be noted. Second thing is that our turnaround time. Now, to be on a safer side, I would still say that we would want to take about 2 weeks to issue the offer letter. However, our turnaround time to issue the offer letter could be as fast as 48 hours, as in 48 business hours. Now, I would also like to discuss our graduate programs at Nipissing University. Firstly, these are very highly competitive courses at Nipissing. The application fee requirement for these courses is 130 Canadian dollar. However, we do not, we don't take a direct application for such courses. We would want the agent to get the pre-assessment done from the course coordinator first. Once we have the approval from the course coordinator, that is when we put the application for these graduate courses. And then the standard time or the turnaround time for such offer letters to be issued could be anywhere in between 2 to 3 months. Why? Because first we need to send the application of the student for a pre-assessment to the course coordinator of that particular degree. Once we get the approval, that is when we submit the application, and after that, basically the offer letter issuance may also take a little bit more time. So we always say that our turnaround time for such applications is 2 to 3 months. At the moment, we only open in the fall intake, as in the September intake, for which like right now we have 15th of January as the acceptance deadline. So for example, if you would like to send the student in September 22 intake, then by 15th of January 2022, the acceptance amount should come to the Nipissing's account. Only then the student can process for such graduate degrees. Our acceptance deposit for all the programs is 1,000 Canadian dollar. So when I say that we require the acceptance amount, so the acceptance amount all across the course remains the same, which is 1,000 Canadian dollar, which is required to be deposited to block your seat. And later on, definitely at the time of visa, you may make the payment of the annual tuition fee as well, if you choose to file the visa in STS category. Now we have on our graduate level, we have programs such as Bachelor of Education, for which we do not specifically require 16 years of education criteria. We would be happy to accept 3 years of bachelor degree as well. If a student has aggregate of 65 and or above, even then we are welcoming to take students into our Bachelor of Education program. Now for Masters of Arts in History, and for Masters of Arts in Sociology, again, we would want at least honors degree, as in a 4 years of degree first, with a 70% or above. And the IELTS requirement for all these programs remains 6.5 with no band less than 6.5. For our Masters of Environmental Studies and for our Masters of Environmental Science, again, we would want the student to have about 70% and or above. And honestly, these programs are very competitive. Our Environmental Studies, Environmental Sciences, and Masters of Science in Kinesiology and Masters of Science in Mathematics are very highly competitive. We would want students to have 70 or above just to process the application after taking approval from the course coordinator. And obviously they should have a relevant background before putting the application for such courses. And the IELTS requirement for all these courses remains 6.5 with no band less than 6.5. Now I would like to share the presentation again. Just allow me 1 second. So we've discussed the programs of study available at the Nipissing University on undergraduate as well as the postgraduate level. Now, one more discussion to be done over here is about the Bachelor of Education option, which is available as a concurrent program of 6 years or as a consecutive program of 2 years. So if a student would like to make his career into education industry from the scratch, then you can make them enroll into concurrent Bachelor of Education, which is of 6 years. So what happens is that student would study a bachelor course for 4 years first and then graduate into a Bachelor of Education of 2 years. Only except nursing and social work, the student can enroll in any undergraduate discipline and make it a 6-year concurrent or a combined degree if they would like to start their career into the education from scratch. However, if a student has already completed a bachelor degree from any part of the world and would now like to have expertise in the education sector, then they can enroll themselves in Bachelor of Education for a 2-year consecutive program. Now, in this part of the presentation, there's a mention of transfer policy, which is same as the credit transfer. So just to make a note over here that Nipissing University does not take credit transfer cases from any part of the world as such, because credit transfer is completely, denied to any student who's outside of Ontario as such. So if you have any student coming up to you requesting for a credit transfer, just say a no to them because we don't offer credit transfers. And that's about it. We have come to the end of our presentation, and I think at this moment we can discuss the questions which are in the chat section, and also we can have a question and answer, question and answer session.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anshula, for the great presentation. So now all the agent and the prospective students, whoever has questions, you can shoot the questions. We are more than happy to answer those. We got one question in the chat bar. Anshula, I would like to know whether you are BSc Computer Science program requires math as an entry requirement. Also, what is the difference between the BA and BSc Computer Science program?
Okay, so firstly, we do require mathematics as a prerequisite subject, as a mandatory subject in class 12, if you would like to send the student to our BSc Mathematics. Honestly, there's no such thing as BA Maths as such. There is only one program, which is BSc Mathematics. In the slide, it would have been mentioned, in the upper section and also in the lower section. However, if a student would like to do an undergraduate degree in computer sciences, the name of the program is BSc Computer Science, for which the subject requirement is he needs to have a PCM background with computer sciences. This is what we require.
Right. Okay. I hope that answered. I mean, Nipissing University is very flexible in terms of other Canadian universities require mathematics as a subject in order for the students to do a bachelor's program. So Nipissing University has waived off that. That's a good thing. And then we have a question. Don't you have master's programs for January intake?
Not for the January intake. A master's program specifically open in the September intake, for which the acceptance deadline would be 15th of January every year. So just make a note of it that for our master's program, first of all, is very competitive. Secondly, we open only in one intake. That is September.
Okay. How many international students are currently there, and then how many nationalities? There are about more than 60, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I would just like to say that Nipissing University is one of those universities which does, welcome people from all various walks of life. Canada, being a very welcoming country in general, also has students coming from all various parts of the world, be it India subcontinents, be it Middle East, be it North America. So you might find that in a classroom of 29 students, you might find that it's not really an Asian dominated kind of a setup. Honestly, you would see that people are coming from all various walks of life. And you will also see that Nipissing University does take initiative to celebrate their festivals, to conduct some other indigenous activities like taking students on a tour, so that nobody kind of feels left out. Because we do have people coming from various backgrounds, not just India and subcontinent.
Is Django Kaur, is open board acceptable and is change of agent acceptable? What does that mean?
Change of agent is same as, honestly, I will not say a yes to that, because it's same as we need to inquire the reason why the change of agent is happening in first place. Honestly, change of agent would not be a very easy process within Nipissing University as such. We just recommend that if the student has started his process through one agent, he should continue with that agent. However, if the student must change the agent because maybe due to pandemic one agency closed down or something really genuine has happened, we can inquire the reason and try to have the agent on board for that student. However, if there's a non-genuine reason involved regarding that, then in that case we are not into the shift of agent.
Right. Okay. And also, Anshula and then Pankti are very open to conduct sessions individually for all the agents as well. If you all want to have a Nipissing University's admissions day, we are more than happy to do it in at least 10 days prior notice, where you can gather the students, and then we can have a session for about a couple hours, and then question and answers and stuff. And also, Canada being one of the top destinations for migration and education purposes. After completing the 3 years of education, Canada gives you a 3-year work permit, whereas you have to find a job only for 12 months in order for you to apply for the PR. Is that right, Anshula?
That is absolutely correct. Just to also elaborate this further, now if a student has completed any course of 1 year, that is when he gets 1 year of a work permit. However, if a course is 2 years or more, then he's eligible for a 3 years of a PGWP, which is a postgraduate work permit. And also, Canada certainly is an immigration country wherein we do welcome files in terms of immigration and permanent residency as well. So once you would have completed that duration, you can go ahead and also take the case further in terms of the filing for the permanent residency.
And also Nipissing University being in Ontario, I mean, most of the people want to go to Toronto. I mean, it's very good to stay out of the consumed city as well, isn't it? I mean, it's very close to Toronto as well, about 3.5-hour drive.
It's almost 3.5-hour drive. And my honest feedback around this would be that, yes, Toronto is one of the most sought after regions, and it's one of those places where everyone would like to go. However, people don't realize that it's also facing a level of saturation at the moment, due to which I would say that, if you would like to file PR and if you are in Toronto, it would be very competitive. Having said that, if you go to the outskirts or to the regions which are, not too far away from Toronto, but are still far, like North Bay is one of those regions. So you not just save your cost of living, but also from a PR point of view, you will be able to get PR a lot faster than those students who are into the core metropolitan cities. And once you get the PR, obviously you have the benefit of moving in any part of Canada.
Okay, absolutely. That answered the question as well. And also, so our undergraduate programs, we have bachelors in all the programs in bachelors, isn't it? Human resources, finances, administration, you name it, Nipissing has it, isn't it?
Correct. Absolutely correct. We have wide range of courses which are covering the humanities background students and the science background students. And also we are very proud to say that our entry requirements are kind of a lot more flexible than other universities, because you may find that about 90% of colleges in Canada would want mathematics for courses like BBA. They would want mathematics for courses like nursing as well. And also one more thing, that most universities in Canada may not accept an open school. And I did not mention this before, that as Nipissing University, we do accept students from open school and open university as well.
Okay, that's absolutely great. And also, I would like to add one more thing to that. I mean, in Sri Lanka, so when you do Sri Lankan A-levels, you get A, B, C's and D's. But then again, you don't get how many percentage you get. So we have done a calculation. So if it is A is 100 to 75. So what we do is 100 plus 75, 175 divided by 2 is 87.5. So that is the way we are going to calculate it. So we have had a chat with the Nipissing University's International Admissions Office. And then that's also basically, in order for you to get 60% to 65%, if you have 1B and then 2 C's would do. And also in A-level general English also can be calculated as a main subject. So that is a very good thing for Sri Lankan students as well. Sana, Pakistan, would you like to add something?
Hi, thank you, Rais. Thank you, Anushla. Yes, I was listening this thoroughly, and same with Pakistan region. Same requirement will go for Pakistan region. The only thing that I was wondering that, of course, we do have BBA, but I think we do not have any option regarding MBA, because MBA is very high in demand. So agents from Pakistan will agree with me. So is there any option for Masters in Business Administration? If you can just tell us something about that.
The question was regarding?
No, Anshula. I mean, the Masters of Business Administration being the most common program in the subcontinent region. I think Nipissing University should start that program. So that was the question.
Yeah, we can have that as a feedback, certainly. But I believe that ours, because we are a public university and we are more into, the research intensive kind of domains. So we are very proud to offer some of the most highly specialized degree in the science field. Having said that, as for I'm sure that many students might want to have an MBA. We don't have an MBA as such, but I always recommend that our PBD courses and our PBC courses could act as an alternative to the MBA program. Because we are offering a post-baccalaureate diploma and we are offering post-baccalaureate certification in various specializations like business administration, in international business management, marketing, finance and accounting. So I think that pretty much serves the purpose. Having said that, it's not a proper MBA degree as such, but we can certainly take this feedback forward to the international teams to introduce MBA as a subject as well.
Great. Agents, any more questions? Sana,
I have one question. Like, what is turnaround time for offer letter? And do we issue LOA as well, or is just an unconditional offer letter to be issued?
So Sana, our turnaround time would be 48 hours to issue the offer letter for our UG programs, for our PBD and PBC programs. However, if it's a master's degree, then as we were discussing that the agent might want to send the profile for pre-assessment first, have the approval, put the application, and then have the offer letter. Now, this entire process might take 2 to 3 months of time. We do process conditional offer letter as well. However, one of the following requirements should be completed. Like either he should have complete set of academics, or he should have complete set of or his IELTS should be done. One of the two things should be completed, but we do process the conditional offer letter. And we do provide the LOA as a letter of acceptance as well, which could be later on used to file the visa as well. So we do issue the letter of acceptance.
Right, absolutely. Any more questions? Right, I think our agents and all the prospective students are very clear about it. Thank you so much, Anshula, for taking your time to educate the Sri Lankan and Pakistani agents with Nipissing University's products and everything. And also our dear agents, thank you so much for attending the event, and also looking forward to get some applications through you. And then there is an application charge as well. Sometimes we might be able to waive it off as well, depending on how many applications you guys are giving. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Hopefully we will see you soon. If there is any question, you can directly contact me for Sri Lanka. And then if you have any question, you can contact Sana for Pakistan. And then in general, if you want to know anything about Nipissing University, you can contact Anshula as well. Anshula, would you mind dropping your email address and contact details on the chat bar?
I'll do that. Just allow me 1 second.
Yeah. So all the agents, you can take the number directly. You can get in touch with her if you have any questions. I am, of course, here to support you anytime given. Thank you so much for attending. Have a great evening, and then keep safe with this pandemic. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us, and have a great day ahead, and looking forward for applications from Schulich.